Welcome to the fifth episode of our Tool Pool series on improving agility. In last episode, we learned how Agile team operates. In current episode, we will continue exploring the concept further in two areas. A. Key roles of Scrum or self-managing teams, and B. Key events of Scrum teams.
Scrum or self-managing team consists of four key roles. A. Product manager. B. Scrum master. C. Scrum team. And D. Coach or guide. So let's understand key expectations from each of these heads.
A. Product or goal manager. The person wearing this hat offers ultimate understanding of the outcome or goal. In many cases, company also invites customer to be part of the Scrum when the Scrum is designed specifically for the customer. If that's not possible, we should select the person who represents requirements of customer. This person certifies the ultimate outcome and declares success of the sprint or rework. B. Scrum Master. For each sprint of the game, Scrum teams will define goals and actions, which will be assigned to different team members. Scrum Master is responsible to ensure that each team member understands their role and helps them resolve the challenges they face during the sprint. This role can also be compared with team lead, a person who has better understanding of processes and team members. The second most important responsibility of Scrum Master is to empower team members, encouraging each member to share their opinion and ultimately take right decisions rather than giving them instructions. C. Scrum Team. This consists of all members who represents the required skills or abilities to achieve the goal. Different functionalities working together for the common purpose. D. Coach or guide. This person is usually not an active member of Scrum team, and in many cases they mentor multiple Scrums. Their job is to improve agility across organization. And while multiple teams are progressing towards their goal, coach helps them improve their understanding about the agile thinking, tools, organizational purpose, and values. With this understanding of self-managing teams, let's visit the key events of teams.
The events which help teams stay focused and aligned. Some organizations like to call it ceremony rather than events or meetings. A. Sprint planning. This is where the team identifies all activities required to achieve the goal, picks the activities which shall be accomplished in the upcoming sprint, and assign responsibilities to the team. B. Daily scrum or stand-up meetings. A quick 15-minute stand-up, typically first in the morning. Many organizations also call it a prayer meeting. The key agenda items of this meeting are plan versus progress of yesterday and planning for today and tomorrow. They also highlight any challenges and solutions identified by the team. Remember, this meeting has to be really quick. Avoid getting into detailed discussions or brainstorming of any challenges. If that is required, please schedule offline meetings with the concerned member so that rest of the members can get to their work as fast as possible. C. Sprint reviews. This is a slightly long meeting. Happens at the end of each sprint. The key agenda items are: did we achieve the goal? Any open items which shall be rolled over to the next sprint? What else or what next? Basically, planning for the next sprint. Team and Scrum Master should ideally be ready with their plan for this meeting, which gets validated by the product or goal manager. D. Sprint retrospective. Really critical event to improve the efficacy of sprints. typically happens after 3 or 4 sprints. The key agenda item here is how productive are we in achieving sprint goals? It has been observed that organizations end up spending around 45% of their time in non-value added tasks. Let me explain what do we mean by the non-value added tasks. Administrative tasks, education and training, meetings, writing status reports, defect corrections, refactoring tasks, and approvals. When I say non value added, I don't mean not important. Of course, these are important tasks, but they are not directly adding value to our goal. They have indirect importance towards our goal, and we must keep on looking at the ratio of time they take. This is where we all can explore the possibility to improve efficiency and achieve goals faster.
So I hope we are getting better understanding on the roles of self-managing team and how do they function. In our next episode, we will explore third pillar of agile culture, which is decision making. Thank you very much for watching this video.